Is Super Bowl Sunday must win for the Philadelphia Eagles? And I don't mean must win because obviously it's must win. It's the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to win it. But I'm looking at it from a validation standpoint. Do you think the Eagles care enough that this is must win, that they need this win to validate themselves to the media, to the fans, to the haters? That's what we're going to kick off with today. Trending in the AM, we're live, taking your thoughts and opinions in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube, Twitter, as we are every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Do me that favor. Smash that like button and subscribe button. Share it out. It's free to do and supports a local content creator, as we are less than 600 away from the great 1,000, but less than 100 subscribers away from 500. The race to 500 is on. There is a legit chance we could get to 500 subscribers by Super Bowl Sunday, but it takes you smashing that like button, share button, subscribe button on a regular basis, telling one, telling all. Guys, I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, every morning. You know where you can find me, at Beard of Knowledge on all social media platforms, and of course, slinging the pizzas over at Fox's Pizza in Kennett Square. Guys, we got a great football Friday morning, and I got a very simple question to start off the show. I don't know where the show will go long term today, but it's something that's been in my mind for a couple days now. Is how important of a must-win game is Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 59 for the Eagles. And let me make sure I'm very clear on this. Obviously, every Super Bowl is must-win for the teams. But I think it's even more for the Eagles because of the validation, because of the criticism, because of the hate they receive on a regular basis. Is it must-win to validate who they are and what they have been doing? Being a team that's now in the Super Bowl for the third time in 8 years, for being in the Super Bowl with a chance to win it, to end the Chiefs, domination of the last couple of years. Is it must win to prove Nick Sirianni, no offense, Duck, I know we'll get to your comments in a second, is or isn't a clown coach? Is it validation that you can win a Super Bowl with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts? Validation that they're good enough. Validation for everything they've been doing. That is what I'm kind of leaning at with the must win, because obviously it's must win for the Chiefs. It's must win for any of the teams. There is no tomorrow, in the sense of Super Bowls. There's no guarantees you get back the next year. So is it must win outside the obvious must win in the sense of validation? That's what I want to get your opinions on, because I've been thinking about it and I'm still torn. I say, yes, we need the validation, but also no, they don't need the validation because they claim the outside noise doesn't matter. And also, even if they win, the people they're trying to validate from or get validation from will still find another angle to criticize them. Good morning, Doc. Hope you are well this morning. It is must win so we don't become the Josh Allen and the Bills to KC. Another team that just can't get past their kryptonite. Absolutely. Good morning, Adam. Happy Friday morning to you. Yes, we are at 403 subscribers. Not too bad. Not too bad. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Yes, that's right. Make them say, what's wrong with, Tiger over on Twitter says Super Bowl is definitely must win. Got to we need our get back. I get that. I get we need the get back as well. The 20-ish, I think there's about 20 players still in the Eagles from 2022. That's still lingering inside that they lost to Kansas City. They want that revenge. I want that revenge, Tiger. But I think it's deeper than just wanting the revenge on losing in 22. I think they all claim that they don't listen to the noise. They all say, we don't hear the outside noise. But they do. We know they do. In this day and age with social media and streaming and everything on instant reactions, they see it. They hear it. They want that validation. They don't want to be doubted that they're good enough. So I think they need that. 22 Super Bowl was a must-win. Finish the story. Everybody talks about finishing the story. What is this, Cody Rhodes 3.0? I'm done with finishing the story. But I get what you're saying there. I do understand that. It's not enough to win. You have to cover. Well, the Eagles are the underdogs, so if they win, they cover and some. It's is it not even enough to just win? Like if they win 24-22 or if they win 55-24, is there a different level of validation in those two scores? And again, I keep using this word validation, and I know we think that they don't care about that, but I think they do actually care about that. It's must win because Barkley gave up a single season rushing record for this. Fantastic point, Duck. 100% love this comment from you. You did. You gave up a chance to break an all-time record to get to this Super Bowl, to be healthy for the Super Bowl. Is it getting to the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl that you have to win it for? Is it the champ? You got to get the title. That's to me, resting was to get to the Super Bowl. And then we'll see what we happen when we get to the Super Bowl. I think that's interesting. I'm a big fan of Eagles season. Good morning, Little G. Hope you are well. Go Birds in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl win is only validation. It doesn't matter. Small win, big win. Doesn't matter against two. I mean, we've all heard it. There's the last 19 quarterbacks outside of Jalen Hurts to lose their opening Super Bowl appearance. Never even made it back. You got people like Cam Newton yesterday out on one of the ESPN shows, just blatantly bashing the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, mainly because he's jealous that Jalen Hurts is everything he was supposed to be. But also, he never got back after losing. Just out there slamming and bashing them. And you need that validation by winning the Super Bowl, in my opinion. I still feel like there will be people that will use the Philadelphia fan base negatively to get the clicks, to get the attention. But I do think winning the Super Bowl, in their minds, validates it. So they try to black out the noise. They don't. But once they win that Super Bowl, they can block out the noise easier because they got that trophy to prove it. Just thinking that. Winning the Super Bowl doesn't mean the hate stops. It just makes hating fall on deaf's ear. Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to get at in this conversation. That, it's important to make blocking out the noise just a little bit easier. You guys are already on fire with great comments on this idea here. And I love it. I didn't know how this was going to go to start the show. Sure, it's must win all games this time. Absolutely. But Edward, it's a little bit deeper than just obviously it's must win, because if you lose the Super Bowl, the season's over. If you win the Super Bowl, you celebrate as champions for the whole offseason. It's much deeper than just that, Edward. Got to get revenge on the Chiefs. We got to put up 40 or even 50 so the refs can't. And I agree with this, Adam. If you don't want the refs to be able to, influence the game, you got to put up a big number and win big. Take the refs out of the equation because the refs will rear their ugly head at some point. I don't think they're going to be able to beat them by 20 or 30. I don't think they're going to put up 50. But who says why not? I saw a prop bet, and we're going to talk about prop bets in a minute. And we're going to go throughout from now till Super Bowl Sunday, going over some of the bets that are out there for the Super Bowl. But there's a prop bet that Saquon Barkley scores 5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. And it's like 1,000 to 1 or something like that on DraftKings. I'm like, honestly, it's far-fetched. Honestly, would it shock you if Saquon Barkley scored 5 touchdowns in a game? We just had 8 rushing touchdowns last week, or 7 rushing touchdowns last week, between all parties involved. It wouldn't shock me. It's a huge number, 1,000 to 1. It's crazy. I want to win infinity to -0. Yeah, exactly. One score puts it in the reach to have the refs mess up our day. Exactly. We need to win by more than 2 scores. Absolutely, I agree. 1,000% very important. No moral victories. Do you remember that, Marshawn? Back during the Brett Brown era, the early part of the process, we used to get all the the moral victories, yeah, we'll take this loss and we'll learn from it. We need to be the team everybody envies wanting to be. That's what we need. We got to get the job done this time. We do. We can no longer be that team that just gets to the championship games. That very good team that never gets the job done. We've got one Super Bowl championship in the history of this team, 58 years. We need to have more. We need to have 2. We need Jalen Hurts to get the job done, to shut the haters up a little bit. Jake Delhomme came within 3 points of beating the Patriots with Carolina, just like Cam. Yeah, when I was looking at the list of quarterbacks that were one and done, lost their debut Super Bowl, never even got back to another Super Bowl, I was just like, some of the names, like I remember Jake Delhomme, but some of the names on that list that played in a Super Bowl, holy crap, there have been some bad starting quarterbacks to play as a starting quarterback in the NFL in the Super Bowl. Like really bad. I'm pulling it up here in a second because I just got to give some of these names out. I mean, it's a who's who of bad quarterbacks. And why can't I find it? Man, I post way too much on Twitter. Way too much since then. Where is this list of quarterbacks? I had to post this sooner than this. Maybe not. I don't know what happened to my list. No, well, we're not going to find it today. Anyway, there's some bad ones on there. Cam Newton was a big crybaby after he lost. Cam Newton, dude, Cam Newton was a lot of hype and no substance. He really was. Really was. He's exactly what Jalen Hurts is exactly what everyone thought Cam Newton was going to be. Who cares? You can't take a championship away. Edward, absolutely agree with you. You can't. But it's easier to block the noise out once you got that trophy in your trophy case. Other than winning and ball management, Cam Newton is the better quarterback, but the W is the most important thing. I don't know if Cam Newton is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts is at this point. I'm not sure about that, Duck. I think it's very, very close. He's been in 2 Super Bowls now. Cam Newton was only in 1. There's more to it. Deshaun Jackson said a mouthful on his 25-10 podcast, refs protect Mahomes. Yeah, Dobo, I mean, it's not something we don't know. It's not, we know it. I mean, I don't need Deshaun Jackson to tell me that. I know. The sports media and Roger Goodell want Mahomes to be the postal boy. Is he going postal? No, I get it. I don't even know if they want Mahomes as the poster boy. I think they did want that doughboy at one point, but what I think they care about now more than ever, VCP, is Taylor Swift. No offense. The more Taylor Swift's on screen, the more the ratings go up. It's plain and simple. I remember last year when, what's his name? Whoever was the lead play-by-play person, the opening minute of the show, they talked about the opening minute of the Super Bowl broadcast. They mentioned, welcome to the Super Bowl to all the football fans and all the Swifties out there. That is how they introed the show. That's what they care about. It's so easy to hate the Eagles because they have a strong front office who makes winning moves. Nobody questioned Steve Young when he was throwing it to Jerry Rice. I mean, so true. So true. Nobody complained about Troy Aikman handing off to Emmitt Smith all the time. Did they? No, not at all. That how I be rolling alligator suitcases? What? I think if Eagles execute on all cylinders, it's at least a 10-point game. I do think that they can win by 10. I do think that is in the realm of possibilities. When we win, I want to see some Eagles swag replacing the Phillies shit. Tell you, I was actually thinking today, next time I have a day off, going through, I still got unpacked boxes. We've been living in this new house for almost 10 months now. I still got unpacked stuff, K1. Maybe if I get a day off anytime in the next decade, I'll unpack more. And I'll adjust the background a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. We need to have at least 2 more Super Bowl wins while Hurts is here on this contract. Super Bowl wins? I mean, it would be great. I'll take 1 more Super Bowl win and 1 more Super Bowl appearance. Super Bowl win this year and another appearance. I mean, you got this Super Bowl window. Who are really stopping? We talked about this each of the last 2 off seasons. Who else is really right there? Who? The Commanders are getting there. Detroit's there. And that's it. San Francisco, not really. Their window already closed. Now they got to pay Brock Purdy. Trent Dilfer, that guy. I mean, Trent Dilfer, you go Neil O'Donnell, you could go Stan Humphries, you could go a lot of different. Kerry Collins was one and done in the Super Bowl. I know my names. Let's win one first. Yeah, let's win one and then go, hey, I did my show prep today. I just gave out some names without even finding the graphic. I just couldn't name all 19 in a row in the proper order. The Broncos had the script for Peyton, did they? Cam Newton looks like the character Surge in Beverly Surge. I was trying to think of one of the lines from Surge there, Rick, but that's great. I love it. Surge. I actually enjoyed the new Beverly Hills Cop movie on Netflix. It was stupid, but it was very nostalgic heavy, and it was a perfect airplane flight movie to watch on a plane. Downloaded. I think I watched it on the way to Mexico in September. It was perfect. NFC Championships doesn't mean nothing. We need that second ring. I agree, Tiger. And I think the window is there to get it. And I think it's important. I mean, the Eagles since 2020, or since 2000, that's 25 years, have made it to 8 championship games. Okay? And 1 Super Bowl. I mean, you're just the best team. You're the best organization in the NFC. That's all you are. Not one of the best organizations in football, just the NFC. You want to be considered one of the best in the league. I mean, Hurts and Cam on the same point in their careers. Cam is the better quarterback. No, I disagree, Duck, because if you just take the first 5 years of Cam versus the first 5 years of Hurts, Hurts has played in his second Super Bowl. Cam played in 1. To me, that's what validates a career, is championships, championship appearances. Cam Newton was a very selfish player. Sexy Rexy Grossman. That was a bad quarterback right there. Goodell wants Daniels as poster boy. I think he does. David Woodley, is that one of them? Phil Mahomes brings in that paper, son. He does, but Swifty brings in more. The sports media really don't give Jalen Hurts his credit. That's why Jalen Hurts needs to win the Super Bowl. And that is Doughboy. That is why the title of the show is what the title of the show is today. Because Jalen Hurts hears the doubters. He tries to block them out. But winning a Super Bowl makes it easier. Yo, say what you want, but look at my ring finger. I got a Super Bowl ring on it. You don't. When Cam Newton trash talks Jalen Hurts, he's like, look what I got here on my ring finger. Do you got one of these, Cam? I don't think so. So at least he's got more ammunition to counterpunch with, if that makes sense. I'm just putting out there to the universe. Wife thinks it works, so I figure I would give it a try. What? I don't know. I'm missing that one right there. Peyton Manning had Eric Decker, Wes Welker, and Demaryius Thomas. Eric Decker. I forgot about that name. I forgot about that. Yes, Stan Humphries. I already mentioned Stan Humphries from the San Diego Superchargers. Was that during Dan Fouts era? Not Dan Fouts. I'm trying to think of the coach of the Chargers that year that went to the Super Bowl. He also coached maybe with the Lions at one point. Some reason my brother was a huge Chargers fan back in the day. And I'm vaguely remembering that Chargers team. If we get Hurts to 2022, the Super Bowl, we will win. Adam, that's a great point. I think so. I hope so. Yeah, Jeff Hostetler, the backup of Phil Simms, took over, and another backup that led a team to a Super Bowl when their starting quarterback went down. All right, we gained 1 new subscriber in 19 minutes of this show. The goal, I would love to see 410 by the end of this show. So, guys, please, if you're watching, hit that like button. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and share this out. Let's get this going. Let's boom, boom, up, up, up. 500 by Super Bowl Sunday. That's the goal. BHC3 was Beverly Hills Cop 3 was just a fun movie. Yeah, it was a perfect relax. Like, I didn't expect it to be this awesome movie. I expected a lot of nostalgia, and I expected some laughs, and I expected some good gunfights, and I got all of it. It's a perfect way to kill 2 hours on a flight, right? That was perfect. And Surge had a reappearance in it, which I love. Kansas City Thieves. That's why you've not just got to win, you've got to dominate. Okay? The dreaded 404. That's true. That's a good one right there. Everything's gonna crash now, right? Chat, you talking there's literally no offense. I'm not trying to call Duck out. Duck is saying Cam at this point over Jalen, and I strongly disagree. Cam did have an MVP. Lamar Jackson's got an MVP. Josh Allen's about to have an MVP. I don't care. Jalen Hurts wants an MVP, sure. Who wouldn't want an MVP? But Jalen Hurts would rather have that Super Bowl ring than the MVP trophy. I'm firmly believing in that. I would never consider taking Cam over Jalen. No, absolutely not. Young Cam in this offense would be good too, but he's just not a winner. Yeah, he was just not a winner. That's a perfect answer right there. Prime Cam over Prime. Prime Cam lasted what, like 2 years, by the way? Was it like 2 years of Prime Cam, really? Like, I don't think he had that. Like, was Prime Cam that much better than Prime Dante Culpepper? No. Do you remember Prime Dante Culpepper? You know? I was a big Dante Culpepper with his, he used to do the little thing like this with his dance. I love Dante. I got to keep feeding Saquon. Absolutely. That's why I wouldn't be shocked if I lay $1 or $2 on Saquon Barkley 5 touchdowns. Why not at 1,000 to 1? Why not? Bobby Ross was the coach I was thinking of. Yeah, well, I know it wasn't Fouts. I don't know why that name popped out first, but Bobby Ross. My brother was a huge Bobby Ross and Chargers fan back in that era. And I don't know why. Maybe because they went up against the 49ers and we hated the 49ers because my older brother was a Fugazi 49ers fan. Always has been. Only a fan when they're good, not when they're bad. So the Chargers going up against the 49ers in that Super Bowl, even though they got demolished in it, we were rooting on the Chargers that year. So I think my brother just latched on. Plus, he thought the jerseys were cool. Ross was the head coach of the Chargers. Yeah, exactly. It was an interesting time there. Did anyone mention BDN? What about BDN? Nobody's talked about him yet. The tree painting guy who was the coach of the San Diego Chargers. Yeah, the tree painting guy. Yeah, a little happy little tree over here, a little happy little tree over there. Get Tortorella the F out of here before he chases Mitkoff out of town. What's going on with the Flyers? I mean, we could talk the Flyers, but I just saw some tweets. I guess they made a big trade that no one's too happy about right now. I don't know. That's my thing with Cam. He just doesn't win, and it is team sport. But after the Super Bowl, he was never the same. Yeah, I mean, people always forget that football is a team sport. I mean, more so than probably any sport, right? You know, you've got 11 guys on the field at a time that all have to work in unison to succeed on each side, offense, defense, and special teams. All have to work in unison to be successful. No sport has to have 11 guys perfectly working at every second, because in soccer, there's 11 guys on the field, but you got the goalie, you got you're in sections. All 11 guys together on the field in unison perfectly to get the job done. All right, we got out of the 404. We're up to 405. Let's go. Let's keep pounding the pavement, guys. So like, subscribe, and share. Man, 405. I love it. Stand with Duck. Oh, we all stand with Duck. We just don't always agree. I only remember rookie Cam and MVP Cam. All the other, Marshawn, you're spot on with this. And if you guys don't know, there's a video. I shared it on Twitter. I mean, Cam Newton just went off on Jalen Hurts, saying he wouldn't make the Super Bowl if he was in the AFC. Well, no shit, because nobody does because of Patrick Mahomes. But then he went on to say they wouldn't even be making the playoffs in the AFC, forgetting the fact that we literally beat half the AFC this year. You know, we beat those supposed Ravens that he would take over the Eagles. We beat the Bengals. We beat the Steelers. We beat them all. We beat the Chiefs last year. You know, like, we beat the Bills last year. He vaguely forgets how we've dominated AFC opponents outside of the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But that's just Cam Newton having a little too much CTE, a little too much jealousy, and a little too much, jealousy that, and him just trying to get a job. Someone told me he's broken. He just needs to spew nonsense to get a job. Cam was elite until the pounding took the elite out of him. He did not. Jalen Hurts runs, but Jalen Hurts runs a different style than Cam. Cam Newton was 100% a fullback type running back. He lower that shoulder, lower that boom kind of running back. Anyone watch Fire Aid concert? What? I don't even know what that is. So I guess the answer is a no. Last night I watched a combination of Galaxy Quest, Never Give Up, Never Surrender, and the A-Team. That's what was on my TV last night. Yeah, I honestly did not either. Rod Stewart singing Your Hearts. Okie dokie. Same old piss poor decision making by the Friars front office. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Flyers. I've been fully locked in on football and the Eagles the last few weeks. And I'm totally out on the Sixers right now. So I'm so out on the Flyers. I have no idea what they're doing. Honestly, at this point of the season, because the Super Bowl's coming up, Rick, I could care less what they're doing, to be honest. But I doubt they'll run Michkov out of town. I think Tortorella, you'll see a change of coach after the season. Nick Foles was a backup who kicked the goat in the nuts, and BDN owns a place in Brady's brain. Absolutely. He bought real estate in Brady's brain. Cam gave Ron Rivera a coaching career. It's very true. Very true. Riverboat Ron. Did he turn out to be a fraud? I don't know. I think that word fraud's overused. Was he a fraud? I don't know. You could probably say the same thing then if you feel that way, even though it was a slightly different scenario because they won versus Cam losing in the Super Bowl, that Nick Foles gave Doug Peterson a coaching career. Winning that Super Bowl on that miracle 3-week stretch of Nick Foles' career has made Doug Peterson much higher ranked as a coach than he was, and he goes to Jacksonville and completely fails. Does that make Doug Peterson a fraud maybe then? I don't know. Cam was with the Panthers and a crap Panthers team. Dan Marino was a great who never got back to the Super Bowl. Absolutely. Cam dressed like a grandma going to church. Good for him. Dude, that hat, man. Cam and Nick Wrong probably got together and exactly. That's what Cam's doing. Cam's trying to extend his media career now, right? Wasted career. Cam dresses like an old church lady. I don't understand what goes through these people's heads when they dress like Cam Newton dresses. You see a lot of people these days dress like that. And look, style. Maybe I miss out on and don't understand style, but I like to think I do. Then you see the way Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley roll up to games. Comparison to the way Cam Newton is dressing out there. There's a lot of people that dress like Cam Newton, more so NBA players than football players. But I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Am I that out of touch with reality that I don't know what's cool? To me, the way Saquon Barkley or Jalen Hurts dresses is way more classy and cool. The aura, isn't that the cool word for cool kids these days? Aura of those guys is way better than Cam Newton out there just looking like a fool. To me, the way Cam Newton looked in that video looked like a fool. I mean, I like Rod Stewart, sure. I mean, I don't own his entire catalog of music or anything like that. But sure, Rod Stewart's a good singer. Cam's take is silly and tends to be clickbait. Absolutely, 100%. And Cam Newton wasn't the reason why I made this title the way I did. I had this written down 3 days ago for the title of a show this week. But Cam Newton is helping push the narrative today because he went out there yesterday afternoon and said dumbass shit. Mahomes would have to come to Philly in the playoffs. I'm taking Eagles. Oh, in that situation, yeah, exactly. Mahomes don't want to come to Philly. Cam Newton sucks. He couldn't hack it. Correct. Just once, I want to see Phil dressed like Cam Newton, yeah? 1,000 subscribers, sure. I don't know if I can afford his outfits. I'm sure he's dropping. Like, those outfits look ridiculous, K1, but I bet you that, what do they call it? The drip? Isn't that what the cool kids call it? I bet you that outfit probably cost him more than I'm making a month just to be on TV. Yeah, he was definitely overrated. And like I've said, Big Al, throughout this show, Jalen Hurts is everything we all expected Cam Newton to be and more. Don't forget that. Smitty dresses real well. Smitty dresses fantastically. He's got a very, very classy style. It's always on point. The Eagles got a bunch of classy dressers. Cam Newton, trying to influence a different generation, makes those people look like wacko, crazy people. It's crazy. Sharp, yes. He's got a very sharp dress code and sharp aura. That's the cool kids. Slim Reaper, yeah, absolutely. Only thing about Slim Reaper when he dresses, It makes me when I don't see him in shoulder pads and like he's a skinny dude, and when he puts that tight suit on, man, it just shows how skinny he is, and I'm afraid he's gonna break in half all the time. What's up, Zach? How you doing? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Eagles are winning the whole damn thing. I'm throwing the damn word in there for you because I want to push that a little harder. They are. We hope they are. We think they are. We're gonna find out. We are less than 8 days now? 9 days? Finally got rid of Frost and Farber. It was at the trade that I saw everybody complain about for draft picks, I think I heard, right? For draft picks. I see a lot of people complain about it, Nooms, and honestly, I'm just numb to it all right now because I'm not paying attention to hockey at this point. Rick was already complaining about it in the chat, but just because I just don't. I mean, we're talking Super Bowl here. We're in Super Bowl, mode right now. So the Flyers have gone so far to the back recesses of my brain at this point. Absolutely. Hurts is now 14-1 over the AFC in the last 3 years. Just think about that. Cam Newton wants to tell people on national TV that Eagles and Jalen Hurts would suck in the AFC, yet forgets this stat right here. And I had that written down here, and I don't know why I haven't said it yet, but good for reminding me about that stat. It was written down right here. Cam Newton wants to shout that nonsense. That just proves how much of a fraud Cam Newton is, first and foremost. If fraud is an overused term, how do you feel about overrated? I feel I'm overrated. I'm just kidding. No, maybe not. Overrated gets used a lot. It does. For sure. It all does. And I use fraud. I probably use overrated a lot more than I use fraud, honestly. He in 80s singing Your Heart's Time is on Your Side. Okay. Jalen been dressing like Michael Jordan lately. Well, he does belong to the Jordan brand, doesn't he? And I do know him and Jordan do chat in the offseason about life and growing and, keeping your circle tight and stuff. I know he does have a little bit of a connection with Michael Jordan there. He looks like a pilgrim, and My Little Pony had a baby. Oh, man. Yeah. I guess I could see that comparison right there. Wasted career, I would describe Hurts' fashion as old school cool. And maybe that's what it is. I like old school cool. Maybe that's just more my style. The old pimp daddies in the neighborhood walking around the 70s, 80s, 90s best. Hurts has the Shaft feel. Yeah, I can see the Shaft feel. The old school Shaft, the original Shaft, not the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft, right? Wasted career, Rod Stewart's best work was with Faces, good pub rock band with future Rolling Stone Ron Wood. I don't know too much about Rod Stewart. I mean, some of his big hits, I'll recognize him on the radio, and I won't turn him off, but no, it's not. Nope. They will, and they are winning the Super Bowl. I like it. I like the confidence, Zach. And I agree deep down inside. I truly do. Kissing up to Mahomes helps the algo, I guess. Does it? Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Patrick Mahomes is amazing. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. There, did my views just jump up? Actually, the counter just went up one. American National Conference and league arguments used to be some of the most pointless talking points ever. Hasn't changed much for me. Yeah, absolutely agree with you. I think it's a moot point. I don't think it even matters. I welcome you to the cool kids table if you want. Oh, I could be on the cool kids table? I've never been on the cool kids table. How about that? I feel special now. Oh. Cam has the Shaft feel, but not the Shaft we are thinking. Oh, man, Big Al. That's really going to help the algorithm right there. Bumblewski. No, that's not what it says. Yeah. Bumblewski do. Man, my eyes got a little blurry there for a second. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought I saw the right words, and then I didn't see them anymore. I don't know what's going on. Guys, you're watching Trending the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Like, subscribe, share. Please, get it done. And I'm going to continue asking a question. How much of a must-win is this for the Eagles, and why is it such a must-win? Yesterday's practice, Nothing crazy came out of yesterday's practice. Everybody rested that we expected. Everybody practiced that expected, except for one who practiced liminally, which was shocking, and that is one Mr. Brandon Graham, whose practice window is open, and he did practice yesterday, and he's got about 8 more days to get ready to get cleared to play in the Super Bowl. Let's just say it's pretty awesome. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty miraculous that Brandon Graham is even in a position to maybe suit up for the Super Bowl with the injury he faced. And what an amazing story it would be if Brandon Graham could go out there on the field for Super Bowl Sunday. Now, I wouldn't want to see a lot of Brandon Graham. No, let's be honest. The rotation, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, it's working too well right now. You don't need to take Jalen Hunt off the field for Brandon Graham at this point. But if he gets out there for 1 or 2 snaps, goes out there as the coin flip captain, it's a storybook ending to his career. Walking off the field, 2-time Super Bowl champion. He can ride off into the sunset. The most annoying Reed commercial, the fumble roo-ski-doo. I hate all the State Farm commercials with Mahomes and Reed and all that, and Jake from State Farm. I hate them all. I'm so over those commercials. So far over them. Yeah, I think that's I think it is. I think it is. It is. BG. I mean, let's just talk about like what it's got to do. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy the fact that he's even got a chance. I bet it helps the algo. All that matters is the algo, right? All that matters. It's so obnoxious. It's so obvious it's going to be the Eagles. There's no way in hell the Chiefs win. Well, Zach, I wouldn't say there's no chance in hell that the Chiefs don't win. The Chiefs are a 2-time defending champion. They're a two-time defending Super Bowl champions. They got the commissioner and the refs wanting them there. They want what the NFL script narrative wants is Travis Kelce on the Super Bowl trophy stage, giving Taylor Swift an engagement ring after hoisting the Lombardi trophy. That's what they want. But the Eagles are going to do everything they can to make that not happen. And you know what? I think it will not happen. I always wondered if Johnny Knox injury influenced Cam's opt out of the Super Bowl fumble on the Super Bowl fumble. I'm not sure. That's a long time ago. This morning, my reference has been excerpts from 3 music pieces. Gotcha. I don't own the entire Rod Stewart catalog, so I don't know. Monday, if you want clickbait headline, is Mahomes still good or has trended down? I got to keep Eagles in the headline more so than not. So we'll say Jalen Hurts is greater than Patrick Mahomes at this point. That'll be the headline on Monday. How about that? Something along those lines. Rod Stewart, Young Hearts, Master P, Make 'em Say, Lil Troy, Want to Be a Baller. Okay. Doesn't surprise me in the least that BG is back. He rehabbed a concurrent patella tendon and ACL as well as an Achilles. That's true. That's true. All right, we've gained 3 new subscribers. Hey, we're up to 406. Shout it out. Let's go. There should be, let's see how many people are watching. Nah, this is the low algorithm today. Low, but I really thought I had a good title. I really thought I had a good graphic, but, whatever. It's all good. We're gaining 3 more subscribers, so keep hitting that like button and subscribe button and share button. Bundle home and auto and help Phil's algo. God, I'll take Flo over Jake from State Farm any day and all the commercials that go with them. I will. I will. I love the Flo commercial when Flo goes to Jamie's house and realize Jamie's married to like a supermodel and he can play the violin and do all these things. Like that to me is prime insurance commercials right there. She's have the refs and the NFL front office, so it's a tough road. Exactly. And that's my only like if it was just team versus team, I firmly believe the Eagles are the better team. The Eagles don't have the refs. They don't have the narrative backing them right now. And that's a shame. It's a shame that even remotely could be a possibility. Yeah. Mitchie Poo is in the house. Exactly. Bro, it's not happening, man. What are you smoking? The Eagles are the most best team in the league, the most dominant team, the most explosive team. It's going to be the Eagles, I promise. Look, we all agree, Zach, that the Eagles are the better team. We all think the Eagles can win this game. Most of us are going to pick the Eagles to win this game. Not because we're homers, because we think they can. But if you're completely ignoring that, not a narrative that I've made up or we've made up, if you're completely ignoring the narrative that the NFL tries to push a certain narrative, then you're missing a key component. Like it's there. It's legitly there. It exists. State Farm hosed all those home owners in California by cutting their fire insurance before the fires, just in case anyone needed another reason to hate the Chiefs. Bundle Ruski. I did not know that. Interesting. Only thing Chiefs game missing is a steel chair. Royal Rumble is tomorrow. Speaking of steel chairs, give me your Royal Rumble predictions. I believe in the Eagles, but fighting against the refs all year does help up a bit. But the levels the leagues go through to protect KC is what makes it hard. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to write down Chiefs refs. I got an article saved from a week ago about the stats on that. So I want to reread it, do some research on it, and then get back to you on that. Somehow I pegged Phil as a Liberty Mutual guy. No. Big fightless bird. No. I'm more of the bump, 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 bump. Which guy is that? I love the bump, 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 bump at the end of the commercial. No, I hate the limu or whatever it is. I hate that. I don't know any other pro athlete with ACL, patella, and Achilles rehab and still have a dependable rep and peaking after all those injuries. It is. It's really crazy what Brandon Graham has gone through. And you know what? More power to him. Fantastic. I love Jamie having the smoking hot wife and the perfect family, speak a dozen languages. Yeah, exactly. I wish they would have followed up on that more. I saw one of the other girls from the group had her own private one where she was creepy and creeping on people. And I'm like, no. I want more Jamie. CM Punk, I agree. I think CM Punk wins the Rumble and goes after Cody Rhodes. That's what it is. And he wins the title at WrestleMania. Adam, I agree with you on that. 100%. I don't care that people want Casey to win. They're going to lose once again. It's going to be the Eagles they are in. Hey, I love it. I'm Zach, I love it. I'm 1,000% in agreement. And I hope you're right. And I hope I'm right. Just in the back of my head, I'm going to keep my eye on the referees 100%. Insurance commercials be funny so you laugh before they scream, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. This is spot on, Rick. Brandon Graham is 1,000%. 1,000% a warrior. 1,000%. The refs protecting Casey has become such an issue that most of the country is. This is crazy. 100% crazy. Okay. That the Eagles, the most hated fan base in all of sports in America, is the favorite over the rest because people are tired of the ref narrative. It's kind of crazy. Mayhem guy. You know, it's so funny. I love that when I was watching John Wick for the first time and the Mayhem guy was in John Wick, I was like, hold on a second. That guy's just not a commercial sales pitcher. He's actual actor. Yeah. I do like a lot of the Mayhem guys. A lot of the Mayhem commercials are actually pretty funny. Ways to I think they called that a reach around. Yeah. A reach around. The Chiefs ain't going to be ready for what's about to hit them. I agree. I don't think they're prepared. I don't think they're ready. I don't think they know what's about to hit them, which is Saquon Barkley just running over them. That's why commercial companies or insurance companies can afford running rights to stadiums in the tallest buildings in every city. Yeah. Shout out to every ever shared Kansas City Chiefs. I'm taking that. What? Again with the I don't understand comments from Josh Allen. Man. Let's see, where are we at here? The Eagles win this Super Bowl because they are so much better in the trenches. Absolutely. And maybe more teams start to study the Eagles' approach and Howie Roseman's approach. Because winning a Super Bowl, again, back to the must win, validates Howie Roseman. 17 wasn't a fluke win. This is 3 Super Bowls he's built. 3 Super Bowl teams in 8 years. 3 completely different Super Bowl teams. Maybe, it validates Howie Roseman a little bit more. That's for sure. They make Warriors at Michigan. That's why they need to draft Page for safety depth and Kenneth Grant to replace Milton Williams. Yeah, we'll get into the draft in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Not yet, though. No, the Eagles are going to win because they're the best team in the league. Like I said, the most dominant. Absolutely. They are the best team in the league. They're the most complete team. Most explosive team. Look at the explosive plays between the Eagles and the Chiefs. It ain't even close. He is a working actor. Recurring role in Brooklyn. I never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And had his own show with Josh, the Las Vegas First Seed. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that. Until I saw him in John Wick, I didn't know that. Are we just going to spend this show bashing commercial insurance companies? Sure. AR is getting his pants pulled down like the Bucks did to them. Really? I like that, though. The line is still 1.5, so Vegas thinks it's going to be close. I agree. And I think they're right to think it's going to be close. I mean, take the homer glasses off. I mean, the Chiefs are the 2-time defending champion. They are in their 3rd straight Super Bowl. So, yeah, it's something. You just can't assume that they're going to roll the Eagles. There is going to be some fight and some pushback. The one commercial where he fights against his brother in his mom's basement is his actual brother and mother. Really? That's pretty funny, actually. I like that. A little bit of insurance commercial knowledge there that we're getting. Was in original cast of Law and Order SVU. Really? I didn't know that one either. That's hilarious. Key one, who is Graham Beck at defensive tackle? Your edges need to be able to contain Mahomes. Look, I don't. We were mostly able to contain Jane Daniels. And Jane Daniels is much more difficult to contain at this point than Patrick Mahomes. The biggest thing you got to worry about is, Mahomes is a veteran, a savvy veteran. Whether you like him or not, he's only 29. But Mahomes at 29 years old is already one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. I firmly stand by the fact that Patrick Mahomes is a top 5 quarterback all time already. And, you got to understand that he's got so much experience. He's seen it all in the biggest, brightest of lights. He's not going to be flustered one iota. If the Eagles go out and jump up 21-3, he's not going to feel like he's out of it. So the biggest thing to worry about, with the Chiefs is just the experience factor. And I really think there is something to that. 12, do we like Landman? Have not watched Landman yet. Hurts against Casey has always been close, yeah. Will cornerback court be able to keep up with Juju, Hopkins, Worthy? The only one I'm really worried there is Xavier Worthy. He is that big play threat guy. And they've been getting him more involved throughout the playoffs there in the offense. Absolutely agree. Well, out of the names he mentioned, I agree. I still think Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, the tight ends, if you look at what the Commanders were able to do, and even the Rams to an extent with Tyler Higbee, what the teams have been able to do with the tight ends against the Eagles defense, especially since Nakobe Dean's gone down. It's not a knock on Orrin Burks. Orrin Burks has been playing well. But you had 36-year-old Travis Kelce put up 100 yards. What's Kelce going to do? Kelce's the best tight end possibly of all time. Or one of the 2 or 3 best tight ends of all time. What's he going to do? with Patrick Mahomes' experience and Travis Kelce's experience, there's a chance that they pick apart the middle of the defense. So Kelce's one in the, concern, biggest threat. Worthy would be two, in my opinion. Covering Kelce will be a problem. I think it will be. Mayhem's brother is the guy Matt Damon asked if he likes apples and Good Will Hunting. Really? So this family's big-time actors. Wow. They all super fast. Quarterbacks have to contain. Yeah, absolutely. Big game from the safeties then. Because you're going to have to be in the right spots. I don't know, has Hollywood Brown has he done anything, in a long time? Juju doesn't do nothing. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't really reinvented himself like we thought when he was traded there. Basically, bad Santa in an old oil field, and that's a good thing. Highly recommend. Okay. It looks fantastic, and they got a great cast. Just watching TV, like regular TV shows, just hasn't been in the cards lately. We're learning a lot about the Mayhem brother today. Much appreciated, Frederick. Yep. Wasted career if you like Yellowstone. Yeah, he hated Yellowstone though. So yeah, basically. Mayhem studied art history in Florence, Italy. And now I don't know what to believe and not to believe. Now we just might be making up random comments here. I'm not sure. You're an idiot and don't understand quality television. You don't understand quality acting, quality writing. You don't know jack. Oh, that's a commercial tagline too, right? It's funny, we're spending all this time talking about commercials as we inch closer to the Super Bowl, which is known just as much for the commercials being overrated as it is the Super Bowl. It's kind of funny. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. 17 people watching in YouTube right now. There should be at least 17 likes on this video, so please hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit share, do all those things. I'd greatly appreciate if you guys do that. We're talking about the importance, the must-win aspect of this Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. And again, it's not because every Super Bowl is must-win. We're talking about the validation that winning the Super Bowl does, not just for the Eagles, for Jalen Hurts, for Nick Sirianni, for everybody. Must win because it gives Brandon Graham and Darius Slay even a chance to walk off the field for the last time as champions, even though they both said they might play next year. RoboCop teaches ancient Roman history and the history at Syracuse, and it's considered one of the experts in the field. Okay. Mayhem is a member of Menza. Okay. A Landman is faster than Yellowstone, is it? Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting lots of random information here in the chat. And that's fine. We're here. We're having fun today. It's Football Friday. What do we do this weekend? There's no football. The Pro Bowl is just not the Pro Bowl. Never was good to begin with. There's no Eagles play. How disrespectful is it that the NFL is not including a single Eagles football player in the Pro Bowl? Let's really think about that. It's so disrespectful how little they care about the Eagles to eliminate or to not allow an Eagle to represent the team in the Super Bowl. But honestly, what else is there to do this weekend? What is there to do on a weekend where there's no football, but there's the big game next week? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the season's over completely. There is football next week. What else is there to watch? What do you do on a weekend like this? Because the anticipation is building for next Sunday. It's kind of like, what do you do? Do you do work around the house? You spend time with family? Do you watch other sports? I have plenty of Eagles merch. And I think that's what you mean, merch. But I love my Phillies. I love my Jimmy Buffett. I love all my stuff. There's a Philly. There's an Eagles picture right there. See, there's an Eagles logo right above my finger right there. Just so you know. The Winters brothers in the commercial made those commercials more tolerable. Yeah, let's go back to football on a random Football Friday, please. Did you guys see? There's two other things that I wanted to bring into the conversation. Well, three. One, I mentioned the Royal Rumble. Only heard one Royal Rumble prediction so far from Adam. But there's also two very serious things going on in the sports world, one football, one basketball. Football-wise, Justin Tucker is trying to get traded to the Cleveland Browns because he literally is duplicating what Deshaun Watson did, getting in trouble for inappropriate behavior in a massage parlor, and I just don't get it. And two, Terry Rozier involved in a possible betting scandal, affecting the outcome of some bets and some prop bets. Two huge stories there that came up yesterday. Adam watching golf, the AT&T Pebble Beach Open or Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Yeah, I don't think my bets are doing too bad. Cantley and JT are right in the thick of things. Not too bad. I know. Go out. What are you going to go out and do? Just get smashed on a Saturday night? You're probably young enough to do that. When the Pro Bowl game was a game, it was understandable when they moved the game to the week before the Super Bowl. Players be excluded. But now they aren't playing a game. Just playing. Yeah, like the Pro Bowl's stupid. Okay? We know it's stupid. It's a waste, honestly. The only thing good about it is it includes people get bonuses for making it. And I was just making a joke. Obviously, the Eagles aren't going to be in it because Sunday morning they're leaving for New Orleans. And that's what really, truly matters. But I ain't watching it. Even if Eagles were in it, I wouldn't be watching it. Go outside, touch grass. Yeah. What's the weather supposed to be like this weekend? I know it's supposed to rain today. Are we going to get one of the warmer days or one of the cooler days this weekend? Saturday, 37, Sunday, 37. So, yeah, Monday, 51. Monday would be the day to go touch some grass. Maybe. Bullshit every year. We have drama like this. Only the Ravens. Seriously, who cares about the crap anymore? Absolutely. Who does? Sunday, I will wear the same Eagles tee. I've been wearing all season on Sunday, so I will do the same stuff. Don't break tradition. I like that. What you do on the week in between, the week off for your team for the Super Bowl. Keep your traditions going. Your superstitious going. I like that, Duck. Last year it was Flowers. Now it's Justin. What's next? Hopefully that's it for the rest of my life. Dude, so you're a Ravens fan. Like, you know what? I got a lot of flack for saying this on Twitter yesterday when that Justin Tucker news came out. All I tweeted was, men, can you just be better? And I got flack for that because not all men are bad. And I know not all men are bad. But, man, these kind of things happen more often with men. Like, what kind of a man-child are you that you think you could get away with that kind of shit? It's ridiculous. Completely and total ridiculous. Too Short's older brother got unalived in Oakland, California last night. What? I don't know what that means there. Pro Bowl when was in Hawaii was a gift to all the players and their families. Yeah, that's true, Duck. 100%. I'd watch it if it was still simply a game, even without any Eagles. Even like, Freddie, I don't know if you remember, I was a huge fan growing up of like the quarterback challenge, so the hitting the targets and all. Like the quarterback challenge festivity thing was must watch for me. Me and my brothers, we built our own quarterback challenge in our backyard. And actually, no, we used our front yard for the quarterback challenge. Even that's not the same anymore. I mean, last year, because of who doesn't go. Like in years past, you would have Joe Montana, Brett Favre, all these guys there. Last year, Geno Smith was like the top quarterback in it. And it's just not it. All right, we've gained 4 subscribers. We are 3 subscribers away. We got 30 minutes left in the show. Can we get 3 more subscribers in the next 30 minutes to this channel? I would be super happy. I will put up a piece of Eagles merchandise for Monday morning if we get to 410 subscribers in the next 30 minutes. That's the goal. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. I'm not normally superstitious, but when it comes to sports teams, yeah, I'm not a superstitious guy, Duck. Never have been. Like I just am not. I'm too lazy with clothes to make sure the right things are cleaned every game day. I'm not a superstitious guy. But I understand why people are. What did Tucker do? Basically, there have been 4 reports of basically, whatchamacallit, Deshaun Watson. Him getting a little too touchy-feely at a massage parlor. 2 of them have banned him, and 2 other people have accused him of inappropriate sexual behavior at massage parlors. I guess Justin Tucker doesn't know about Tokyo Spa, Brian. That's just a joke between me and Brian. But anyway, yeah, basically he's just pulling a miniature version of Deshaun Watson. Miniature now because he's only got 4 accusers compared to what did Deshaun Watson get up to, like 30 accusers at this point. All right, we're up to 20. First time we've hit 20 concurrent viewers on YouTube today. So there should be at least 20 likes on this video, guys. So please hit that. It's just, why can't men just be better? Like, do you really need to, like, what do you think is going to go? Like, do you think that's going to work out? Like, what's got to go in your mind to think that just doing that is going to work out for you? I don't get it. YouTube algo, F you if you use murdered or killed or anything like that. So we have all been changing our vocab to adapt and use unalive to keep content providers we like out of trouble. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but okay. Got it. Too short hangs with Cube. What? Who? Could be 6 now for him. Okay, so now it's up to 6. Like, it's just crazy. But like, I just don't understand it. And then you go to the Terry Rozier thing, pulling himself from a game to make all the unders on a prop bet hit, potentially, in theory. The league says he's innocent. The league did their own investigation. But when the government gets involved, there might be something to it. And again, we always got to worry about that stuff. Tucker has been touching and handsy with massage parlor. He's going to the wrong massage parlors. Absolutely. There's plenty of happy ending places out there. Tucker went full Deshaun Watson. You never go full. Yeah, you never do full Deshaun Watson. You just don't. His brother was deleted. Who? What's up, Bruce Bryce Harper? You're not late. You're precisely the time you wanted to arrive. And Bruce, your question from yesterday, Howie Roseman in the Hall of Fame or not? Does he deserve it? I ran a poll on Twitter yesterday for you. So let me pull it up here. Let me go back to the top of my Twitter page here. It should be pretty close to the top, this poll here that I ran for you. Give me a second to pull up the results. Here it is. Is Howie Roseman a future Hall of Famer executive? 86% say yes, 1.9% say no, and 11% say only if he wins a second Super Bowl. So I did run a little poll for you there. And a majority, overwhelming majority, say, yes, Howie Roseman is a Hall of Famer already. Has he been found guilty on a court of... No, not yet. It just literally broke yesterday, the news. Place in Delco just got busted. Why am I surprised? Not surprised that a place in Delco just got busted for this. Table bass, yeah. Yes. Yes. Mitchie Poo, please, for the love of God, do not ever change who you are. You are hilariously awesome. Phil, thank you for being interested. I always am interested. I am interested, Bruce, in everybody's opinion. I don't always agree with everyone's opinion, but I do take everybody's opinion into account. That's why this show grows at a snail's pace, because, yeah, we grow slow. Because I take everybody's opinions into account. I'm not the clickbait nonsense guy. I'm not a righteous, bogus Eagles fan. I take it all into account. I don't always agree, but I take it all into account. We are all happy to have you in the chat. I forget what movie it was. You're never late. You arrive precisely at the time you want it to. That's what it is. That's what it is. Never late. Yeah, 86%. I mean, it's a pretty high percentage right there. Eric is here as well, late to the party. Eric is late, but the gatekeeper is here, so the show can officially begin for the next 25 minutes, as you all say good morning to each other. That's what happens when you're late on your police protection fees in Delco. Yeah, basically. And I'm sure there's plenty of that still going around Delco as well. For sure. For sure. I don't think any of that was in my part of Delco regularly, but that's definitely a thing in Delco for sure. What are we laughing about in the chat now? Oh my God, I'm missing things, whatever, left and right. Too short is a huge part of this Super Bowl for the Eagles. The Chiefs have Taylor Swift. Ask Big Dom about Too Short. I thought you were contacted people. What? I don't know what's going on here with this. Too Short, a musician of some kind, an artist of some kind. Yeah, we're all righteous, delusional homers. You got to take the homer glasses off, right? But anyway, to everybody watching right now, we got about 20 minutes left. We got a bunch of new people in the chat, and we've really been. Hold on, it was in Ridley. Well, it is. The Delco story was wild. How blatant their advertising was. Really? That's crazy. Well, I mean, I always say I'm a Ridley kid, Al, but I was really a C. Kane kid. You know, there was just no school in C. Kane. We would have gone to Ridley if I didn't go to Catholic school. So, you know, C. Kane's a different little region. Like, C. Kane doesn't even exist on a map, I don't think. But anyway, to the new people, Bruce, Duck, everybody, Todd now jumping in. Is it must win for the Eagles to validate what they've done? Absolutely, Phil. This is your year. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I need this to be my year. The last year ended terribly. This year started horribly. But I need some good positivity in my life. This has got to be my year. It's got to. And it starts with the Eagles winning a Super Bowl to get my life, get everything going the right way. I wish they didn't take off a week between the conference and the Super Bowl. I get it. I agree, but I also understand that the Super Bowl is big money, Bruce. And if they go right into it, all the stuff that they do next week wouldn't be able to be pulled off so quickly. So, Too Short was a rapper musician who's an Eagles fan like Kevin Hart level. Okay. I'm not really up on the modern rap music scene right now. Modern, hip hop scene, any of that stuff. I like my old school stuff. But I don't know it well enough. Yeah, I'm not connected, man. I don't have any sources or connections. That's it. Ain't got no haters by Too Short from 19 is fire. What? Okay. 12 listen at Tell Me If You Agree. The media build up sucks for the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's a lot. It's distracting. And every year it gets bigger and bigger. There's more and more. I mean, the Eagles are going to get to New Orleans on Sunday afternoon. Monday night, there's already going to be media stuff going on with the players and the coaches and stuff like that. You got Radio Row. You got so much going on a regular basis during Super Bowl week. And it's kind of crazy. It really is. There's no wonder why some of the players are overwhelmed with it and stuff like that. You got to have a really tight team with really strong plan in place to keep the distractions to a minimum. Didn't think about that, but I think you're right. As they're just trying to make it as financially. Look, football is a business. It's one of the biggest businesses in the world, and they're going to do what they got to do to capitalize on the money. The extra week off is going to do a world of good. That's true. The extra week off is great for the Eagles with Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. That week off is going to, almost guarantee that those two behemoths of men play football on Super Bowl Sunday. They did not practice yesterday, as expected, by the way. The 2 weeks also helps get all our players healthy. Absolutely agree with that. Yeah, not just Landon and Cam, but Brandon Graham's got a chance now because of it. You would think Too Short would be a Raiders fan. Rick, I feel we will be prepared for all the distractions. Look, we have a close team. Nick Sirianni's got this team believing in his philosophy, his ways of doing business. And that's all that matters. And Nick Sirianni will have this team focused next Sunday. This Eagles team has great leadership. They will be ready to play. There are 20 players on this team that were on the Super Bowl team 2 years ago. So we've got Super Bowl experienced players on this team. This is not something new. Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean weren't here, but they got Darius Slay, who was here. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who was here. Saying, guys, this is what to expect. Be prepared. You got, Saquon's never been here. Saquon's a veteran. But pretty much a majority of the offense was here last time. That's right. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. That's why I try to push that. You don't gotta pay to hit that like and subscribe button. You don't gotta pay to have your comments heard here. That's the big thing. All the other channels, you got to pay to have your comments heard. Not here. Can we get to 20? I would love 20. I hear Media Day is stupid because it is international. These foreign reporters don't know that there's a lot of dumbness to Media Day where you get asked questions from randoms all over that, no clue what's going on. That is 100% honest. This Eagles team has great leadership. Oh, I already said that one, but put it up there again. Will Kellen Moore be Spinolu in the offense-defensive chess match? I don't know who he's going to be, but I do know he's probably staying in New Orleans after hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. A college roommate, instead of singing the Ghetto by Too Short, would sing to me the Dago to break my balls. I'm usually Italian, or mostly Italian. Today you would be canceled. Yeah, true. I've never been a Too Short fan, but you got to admit, he had Razor Ramon swag in the Blow the Whistle song. I don't know any of this. I don't know Too Short, guys. I don't get any of these references. Do I respect the Kansas City Chiefs? I do. I mean, you have to respect your opponent. You can't take them lightly no matter what. You don't get to the Super Bowl by accident. And you definitely don't get to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row by accident. So you better respect the Kansas City Chiefs, whatever you want to call them. You have to. Most of the O-line was here for the Super Bowl. That experience, I think the experience this team has helps them. I mean, obviously the Chiefs had that experience too, but the experience helps the Eagles. Moore has been distracted all since Monday after the Saints interview. We're getting Gannon again. Look, I'd be shocked if he isn't working on his. I wouldn't be shocked if there wasn't a wink-wink agreement already with the Saints, and he's already trying to put his coaching staff together. And that's the problem. Not just the distractions, okay, by interviewing for coaching jobs while the playoffs are still going on. But then the teams that lose their coordinators after the Super Bowl to head coaching jobs are behind all the other teams that already hired their coaching staffs. So you get the cast-offs. Oh, I didn't want it. That no team wanted this person as an offense or defense coordinator. You get the leftovers to replace your coaches. And that's not fair as well. I'm going to take your guys' words on it. Sure. You can't fear your opponents, but you must respect them. That's all it is. Respect. Too Short is from the MTV rap days, even before that. Really, I don't know. Eagles team respects all their opponents, but do not fear them. And this fan base should not be fearful. There's a difference between fear and respect. You got to respect. Got to respect. The O-line has Super Bowl experience. The defense is too young to care. Yeah, but there is experience on the defense. Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Darius Slay, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson all have that experience. Technically, somewhere lurking in the building, James Bradbury has experience. Somewhere. I don't know where he is, but somewhere. How many carries does Saquon get in the Super Bowl? That's an interesting question. It is. Depends on how the game plan plays out. But I would expect about 20 touches if it plays out how I think. Because you're going to see some passing from Jalen Hurts, 25, 28 passes. I'd say about 20, 22 carries for Saquon Barkley in the Super Bowl. Which leads me to the final thing I want to bring up. The first bet that I was looking at, first prop bet I was looking at. That's right. 5 tutties. That's right. The first prop bet I was looking at yesterday is the MVP of the Super Bowl. Oren Burks played with San Francisco yeah, absolutely. So that's added experience as well. He had 5 tackles in that Super Bowl. The MVP bet is always the most popular of many Super Bowl bets, okay? And I'm looking at the MVP odds. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the favorite at plus 120. Saquon's the second favorite in the top Eagle at plus 260. Hurts third, plus 350. But everybody else is double digits or longer odds. So I think Saquon Barkley, if the Eagles win, or Jalen Hurts could win that MVP. Patrick Mahomes could win that MVP. But I like to throw a long shot bet here or there. And I'm looking at Zach Bond 90-1. Potentially the defensive player of the year. He's going to have double-digit tackles in the Super Bowl. He get a sack and an interception, break up a big play on Travis Kelce late in the game. Zach Bond at 90-1 is a huge set of odds to win the MVP of the Super Bowl. I don't know when the last time a tight end or a linebacker won an MVP Super Bowl MVP, but I love that. 90-1 on Zach Bond is a fun little odds to win the Super Bowl MVP. Bet the coin toss. It's your most favorable percentage. Yeah, absolutely. And I would bet it wrong. I guarantee it. But we'll go over the odds on that. KC might have to sell out to try to stop Barkley run. They might have to, and I don't know if it's enough. The Georgia Dogs have a chip pedigree, more than half that team. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Brandon Graham, I don't know. I only have up through 250-1, and he is not on the list. 250-1, you could get a Nolan Smith MVP or a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson MVP. You know what's kind of crazy? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Josh Sweat, and Nolan Smith are all 250-1. All right? But you know who 200-1 is? Kenny Pickett MVP. Well, how does Kenny Pickett have better odds to win the MVP than some starters on the team? I don't get that. Quinion Mitchell's 200-1. Carson Wentz is 200-1. I like Dallas Goedert 120-1. Nolan Smith 70-1. If you're looking for a long shot chief, Chris Jones 60-1. That's an interesting line right there. Phil, do you like CDs? I still have my CD collection from back in the day. Phil need to find out. Okay, all right. I do gotta find out. Drop 10 and pocket 900 if you win. Low risk, good reward. I love the Zach Bond 90-1. It's just such. I like if I look at the odds, plus 350 on Hurts to win the MVP, the third favorite. That's extremely great value because the quarterback typically wins it. And if you think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, most likely Jalen Hurts gets the MVP, right? But on the flip side, you got to sometimes throw a little long shot bet out there. Well, I bet golfers 100-1, 110-1 from time to time because long shots hit sometimes. Zach Bond 90-1. There is a massive extreme. You can even drop $5 there and get extremely great value. BG is not up on the Super Bowl MVP. It's going to be Mahomes, Hurts, or Barkley. They're your three chances, really. That's why there's such a difference in odds between those three and everybody else. Because after Hurts, who's third, Travis Kelce's fourth, and he's all the way up to 15-1. That's why it's like that. One of the things I wish the Eagles would do is change their mindset of offensive approach. Next quarter needs to be like Andy and Vic, put everyone in position to make an impact. Yeah. Eagles are 5-0 when Jake Elliott misses a kick. There you go. Was Jake Elliott on this list and I missed him? Jake Elliott is not on this list up to the 250-1s. So I guess Jake Elliott's not going to get an MVP. Then whatever. I still think Jake Elliott has taken Vegas bag to miss kicks, or he has had I think he has had a lagging injury for sure. But with this rumor of Terry Rozier being involved, we know the gambling aspect is a problem in sports still, for sure. If linebacker Rod Martin having 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl doesn't get you an MVP, what linebacker is going to win MVP? Hasn't happened since 1971. Well, that's a good bit of gambling information, Nooms, right there. Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying it's just a long shot. There's a reason why long shots are called long shots. All right? Most likely, Hurts or Mahomes wins the MVP. Too many playmakers to act like you only have enough to plays in a game to satisfy AJ Smitty, Dallas, and Barkley. More AJ Smitty and Dotson all over so JL can get quicker at scanning. Yeah, look, we'll get into the next offense coordinator we want him to look like in the next week or two. We'll know late February 9th night after we're hoisting the trophy whether Kellen Moore's staying or not. We'll know pretty quickly. We might know this weekend if they hire somebody else. And then we'll have to decide. And there's lots of interesting names that we could replace Kellen Moore with out there. And a lot of names that I want to discuss. But, again, I save next year's talk till the offseason. Now, lucky for those that like to talk offseason stuff, the offseason will start in 10 days. But until then, we're going to stay focused on the now, which the now is hitting the like and subscribe button, and the now is winning the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what means more than anything. And it is, to bring the show full circle as we get close, not to the wrap-up yet, but close to the wrap-up, is the Super Bowl must win for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I say, without a shadow of a doubt, yes, it is. Because we need that validation. And when I say we, I mean the players, the coaches. If I had 3 wishes from a genie, I would wish for the ability to predict the future. That way I can get rich gambling. Yeah? You the Biff from the other timeline in Back to the Future, where you predict and you open up the no. I don't want to know the future. I want to be surprised by the future. I want to control my destiny. I don't want to know what's coming. You'd be in a grave in the desert before you. Yeah, exactly. The casinos wouldn't allow it to happen. Not a chance. They'd be like, oh, that guy's winning way too much. He's out way too quick. But anyway, it is important that we win the Super Bowl. It's important to have that validation. And again, what are we doing this weekend? What are we watching on TV this weekend? What are we going out to do this weekend? How do we distract ourselves? Because look, Super Bowl Sunday is going to be here before we know it. But on the flip side, it feels so far away. I feel like the Super Bowl is a year away. And it's only like 8 days away, 9 days away. Like, I need it here now. And it's going to be such a long week waiting to get there. But on the flip side, it's going to get here and be over with before we realize it. I got triggered leading up the game. I heard a great breakdown on why Chiefs are so dangerous because of how they use the weapons they have. Look, we talked about it today, Ark. You got to respect the Chiefs because they've been there, done that. They've got the experience factor. This is not a one-hit wonder Chiefs team. They've been doing this for a long time. Sports Almanac, I know. I don't want the Sports Almanac. I don't want to know the future. I want to be surprised. I do. In all walks of life. I don't need the secret. Well, I would love more money in my bank account, but life would be easier. If I had more money in my bank account, I wouldn't have to go to work so often. I could just do this with you guys all day long. I'm sure you guys would get tired of me if I did 2 90-minute shows every day versus 1 90-minute show every day. They don't have a ton of stars, so they scheme out their top 2, their tier 2 players. Yeah, I mean, look, you've got Andy Reid. Been doing this a long time. 25 years. 26 years. Steve Spagnuolo, been around the block a long time. Patrick Mahomes, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. They got the experience factor. 1,000%. 1,000,000%. I'm assuming we didn't get to the 410 today. That is a shame. Really wanted to see 410. We're at 407 subscribers today. Not too shabby. There's only 18 likes on this video. Anybody watching that hasn't liked this video, please hit that like button. The funny part is Back to the Future 2 was set in I know. Doesn't that make you feel old, Big Al? When I hear people tell me that, I'm like, yeah, I'm old. There's so many things like that going around right now that just make me feel so dang old. And that is 100% one of them. 100% one of the reasons why I feel so old right now. That Back to the Future's future has already passed. The future has passed. And the past, I'm getting into a tongue twister. I'm trying to remember the Spaceballs line from that. But yeah, it's crazy. Where is our hoverboard? Yeah. Have you ever seen the actor that played Biff Tannen? He's actually a comedian singer. He does like singing song and jokes and all. And he does this song about Back to the Future and about questions he's tired of being asked. And one of them is, did those hoverboards really fly? And his response was, movie magic. It's really funny, actually, the song. It's all over social media. I've already planned for this event. Just cut a deal with other people to split the money. Kaiser's, yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think we got to start the wrap-up process here. I think it's time I get ready to go to work. He has the song, I'm not Biff. Yeah. Stop asking me the questions. Will there be a Back to the Future 4? No. He's just like, quickly, no. Yeah, Back to the Future is great. I love Back to the Future. But we got a late joiner here. C7. Casey has to face Eagles D&O lines. Don't think they are anywhere close to being able to do that. Bad day coming for Casey. Super Bowl goes to Philly. I think this is a perfect way to end the show. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back all next week, 5 days a week, 90 minutes, all 5 days next week. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Please, I greatly appreciate it as we continue the march to 500 subscribers. I really want to be there by Super Bowl Sunday. Thomas Wilson, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I think the party's over today. For sure. Namaste, yeah. Enjoy a weekend of no football. There's only one more weekend of football in our lives till July or August. So enjoy this weekend. Then you can go all out for football next weekend. And then we move on to Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, offseason, draft talk, basically all the above. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his work, but that song's pretty funny. I love music comedy like that. You missed a lot of gangster movies references. You slipped. I'm sorry. A little tired. I'm missing a lot today. Considering I'm not 100% mentally today, or this week in general, I think I've done a pretty damn good job. After going through everything, we've had a pretty rough week. So I think I've done a pretty damn good job toughing it out this week, mister. But I'll be refreshed, hopefully, by Monday morning, guys. Anyway, with that being said, guys, have a fantastic weekend. Yes, it's a must-win for the Eagles for validation. Go Birds! And bubbles up.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, pop.